Remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel at NDN TV Nigeria. Click on the subscribe button and be the first to get notifications.
Welcome back. It's Inside the Niger Delta, the authentic voice of Nigeria's oil-rich region. The civil society community in the Niger Delta has frowned at the perceived delay in the legitimization of artisanal crude oil refining in the region as promised by the federal government. In their reaction to the implementation of the Presidential Artisanal Gold Mining Development Initiative for the benefit of host communities of the precious stones in the northern part of Nigeria, they are calling on the federal government to extend same goodwill to operators of artisanal refineries whose activities in the Niger Delta are still considered illegal. Correspondent Ekena Mufuri tells us more.
On the 16th of July this year, President Buhari took delivery of the first batch of gold bars processed and refined by local gold miners to meet the London Bullion Market Association standards. The locally mined gold was subsequently sold to the Central Bank of Nigeria to shore up the country's foreign reserve. The epoch-making event follows the launch in 2019 of the Presidential Artisanal Gold Mining Development Initiative, conceived to transform the gold mining sector for the benefit of rural mining communities, existing and potential investors in the sector, as well as the federal government.
The Presidential Artisanal Gold Mining Development Initiative will enable the deployment of financing schemes that will help miners improve on the quality of mining operations. Furthermore, efforts are being made to support artisanal miners in improving the standard of the gold that will be sold to the central bank in order to ensure that they meet international benchmarks.
Nigeria's estimated gold reserve is put at over 200 million ounces, most of which have not been exploited. The new gold initiative is expected to transform mining activities in states lying in the country's gold belt, including Kebbi, Kaduna, Zamfara, Niger and Osun states. Improved gold mining in these states will create no fewer than 500,000 jobs and generate about $500 million annually in royalties and taxes to the federal government. Additionally, the initiative is in place to effectively combat illegal gold mining, which has led to several deaths from lead poisoning, as well as increased rates of banditry, particularly in Kebbi and Zamfara states. In addition to its gold reserves, Nigeria is endowed with vast deposits of crude oil, which has served as the country's economic backbone over the years. Ironically, oil-producing communities in the Niger Delta have remained largely underdeveloped and backward, prompting many locals to go into refining of crude oil. In the Niger Delta, local refining involves distillation of crude petroleum over a specific range of boiling points to produce finished products like kerosene, petrol, and diesel. Although activities of unlicensed refiners are considered illegal, the trade has become a major source of employment, providing immense economic benefits for practitioners and continues to attract more entrants. In March 2017, Vice President Yemi Osinbajo, then Nigeria's acting president, visited the Niger Delta and held series of meetings with aggrieved communities. In one of such meetings in Port Harcourt, the vice president disclosed plans by the federal government to legalize local crude oil refining with the establishment of modular refineries to benefit the people.
Those young men and women who are involved in illegal refining, our approach to that is that we must engage them by establishing modular refineries so that they can participate in legal refining, not illegal refining. And we are committed to making sure that the young men and women of the Niger Delta are properly engaged.
3 years after the federal government promised to legalize artisanal crude oil refining and create jobs in the Niger Delta, most of the practitioners are getting increasingly worried that the government has failed to deliver on its promise.
May the government make it give us paper Make you approve that for us. Say, wanna fire that. Then when governor don't put my say, no fire that. That time, the way we go maintain the place, we go the maintenance. Make governor people have for us. Because this thing they help Nigeria. When you look now, the graduates, many graduates now, don't work.
Yes.
Like my camp now gets graduate civil engineering. Me I not go to school.
The activities of artisans involved in crude petroleum refining in the Niger Delta are in many ways similar to operations of illegal gold miners, as it was obtainable in the country's gold belt prior to the Presidential Gold Mining Development Initiative. Local refining of crude oil in the Niger Delta thrives on stolen crude. According to a recent report by the Nigerian Extractive Industries Transparency Initiative, the country lost about 38.5 billion naira to crude oil theft between 2009 and 2018, with about 400,000 barrels of the black gold stolen on a daily basis. Equally worrisome is the untold environmental pollution attendant on local refining of crude, which has become widespread in the Niger Delta. And perhaps most disturbing for concerned Niger Deltans is the government's seeming reluctance to replicate in their region what it has done in the country's gold belt to empower local communities.
I believe that the presidency, with that initiative, wants to see to it that people of that area where the gold were found have direct access to the natural resources within their community. And the same thing the Niger Deltans have been agitating for years now.
There was a momentum that came from the speech of the vice president at the time as acting president. And I think all participants in the sector keyed in and were ready. Even the practitioners who are presently practicing illegally, what you can call, in quote, modular refining, we are prepared to key into the government licensed modular refining system. So let's not lose that momentum.
The many undesirable outcomes of local crude oil refining in the Niger Delta notwithstanding, it has filled many gaps witnessed in Nigeria's poorly managed petroleum industry, a fact which the federal government recently acknowledged when it reiterated its commitment to co-opt artisanal refiners in crude oil production. This is because artisanal refiners, through their operations, have made refined petroleum products more available and affordable for Nigerians.
Federal government is only telling us they are bringing fuel from here, they are bringing fuel from here, they are bringing fuel from here. All the fuel they are bringing is from the creek. So long as the federal government does not have the political will to open the MAMODE refinery, this fuel business will not going to stop.
But do you know that it is illegal? It is against Nigerian law.
It is illegal,
Nigerian law.
Yes, Nigerian law, yes, but it's our oil. It's our oil. If you want to stop us, you must make a provision for us. It's our oil.
In doing so, they have demonstrated their capacity to tackle the country's perennial energy crisis, which key players in the petroleum industry have been unable to address over the years. The general consensus in the Niger Delta is that the federal government is expected, therefore, to fulfill its promise to co-opt local refiners in crude oil production without any further delay.
Inside the Niger Delta,